Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Right now, we are tracking a fast-moving, honestly incredibly dangerous situation that's literally reshaping the country as we speak. A massive, severe heat wave has its grip on huge parts of the US. We're talking temperatures pushing into seriously hazardous territory. So today, we're going to break down exactly what's happening, where the absolute biggest risks are, and what the experts are telling us we need to do to stay safe. Settle in, and let's just get right to it.
Here's a quick roadmap of what we'll be covering today. First, the nationwide heat emergency. Then, the specific danger at the Grand Canyon, heat exhaustion versus stroke, impacts on daily life, and finally, the bigger climate picture.
Okay, Section 1, the nationwide heat emergency. Millions face dangerous temperatures across the U.S.
Let's anchor this right off the bat with a really striking number, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's roughly 43 degrees Celsius. I mean, wow. The U.S. is experiencing this powerful wave of extreme heat where several cities are seeing their temperatures pushed way above normal levels. And the crazy thing is, it's not just the baseline heat. You've got these hot winds mixing with incredibly dry conditions, and they just layer together, pushing these regions into a truly hazardous red alert state.
Now, when the thermometer hits numbers like that, meteorologists are warning us that certain folks are, especially vulnerable. We're talking about elderly people, kids, outdoor workers, and anyone with pre-existing health conditions. So if you fall into one of those groups, or honestly, if you just know someone who does, the expert advice is crystal clear right now. You've got to stay hydrated, completely avoid unnecessary outdoor activities during those peak afternoon hours, and just stay indoors whenever you possibly can.
Moving on to Section 2, danger at the Grand Canyon. A natural wonder becomes a high-stakes hazard.
So the Grand Canyon, right? It's one of America's absolute most famous natural landmarks, but right now it is a massive high-alert zone. A hike that feels totally normal and breezy at the rim can become extremely dangerous in just a matter of hours. A lot of tourists just don't realize that temperatures down at the canyon floor can actually be up to 20 degrees hotter than up top. Visitors drastically underestimate how fast that intense, trapped heat can just wreak havoc on the human body.
And you aren't just dealing with extreme temperatures down there. It's really a perfect storm of hazards. You've got basically zero shade, severely limited water availability, and physically punishing climbing conditions. Because of this whole combination, park authorities are urgently begging visitors to plan carefully and just flat out avoid challenging hikes during the hottest parts of the day. It's just not worth the risk.
Section 3, heat exhaustion versus stroke. Understanding the biological breaking point.
Okay, there is a literal life-saving contrast you absolutely need to recognize here. Heat exhaustion hits first. It shows up as heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, and nausea. But if you ignore those warning signs, your body's cooling system completely fails, triggering heat stroke. And that is a severe medical emergency marked by confusion, a dangerous spike in body temperature, and even a loss of consciousness. Catching that exhaustion phase early, before your body crosses that biological threshold, is absolutely vital.
Section 4, impacts on daily life. How the heat wave disrupts our communities.
So a heat wave of this magnitude, it causes a massive domino effect on our daily lives. Think about it. Millions of people naturally blast their air conditioning to stay cool. That causes power demand to spike sharply across the grid. In response, energy officials have to monitor electricity usage super closely just to prevent widespread blackouts. And on top of that, outdoor events, sports, even travel plans, they're all being delayed or just completely canceled across the country because it's simply too dangerous to be outside.
Which brings us to a really serious tone shift. Local authorities have a stark warning for us. Never leave children or pets inside parked vehicles. Guys, this isn't just a mild suggestion. Even on a totally normal 90-degree day, the inside of a car can hit 109 degrees in just 10 minutes. It's literally an oven. Even if you think, oh, I'm just running a quick errand, the temperatures inside a vehicle become deadly almost instantly. Please, absolutely keep this front of mind.
Finally, Section 5, the bigger climate picture, connecting the current crisis to changing patterns.
So, what does this all mean? When our daily lives are disrupted this much, a question naturally pops up. Is this just a crazy one-off event, or is this extreme heat the new normal? Well, looking at the data, climate experts are telling us pretty clearly that extreme heat events are becoming far more frequent and way more intense. Scientists are actively studying these shifting weather patterns and the huge challenges they bring.
Because as the experts point out, this isn't just about suffering through a few really hot, uncomfortable days. This rising frequency impacts our most foundational systems. It's threatening broader public health, stressing out our agriculture and food supply, depleting critical water resources, and really endangering wildlife. This is the bigger climate picture that scientists are desperately trying to help us understand.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? As this surge of heat continues across the country, officials just really want everyone to stay alert and follow safety guidelines. Preparation is absolutely critical. Carry more than enough water. Avoid those extreme hikes during peak heat. Yeah, especially in places like the Grand Canyon. And always, always respect weather warnings. Your awareness is seriously your best defense right now.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We know these extreme heat events are ramping up in frequency and intensity. We see the heavy toll they take on our bodies, our power grids, and our communities. So as extreme heat becomes our new reality, are we truly prepared for next summer? It's a question we all need to be asking ourselves and planning for. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay safe out there, stay cool, and I'll catch you next time.